all about growing in our faith, growing in our relationships, and growing as women. Today on Sipping Tea with Jesus, I wanted to do a part 2 to singleness. Um, in my other videos, I don't think I really talked or really kind of just spoke on kind of like the hardship, not really hardships, but like the struggles you kind of go through while being single, like while waiting, while you're in that process of waiting for whoever God has for you, um, and just being open and honest about it all. And I've really been encouraged. I've seen like a lot of different posts about singleness and what it really means, and well, not what it really means, but like how it is, like the whole waiting process. Some people aren't waiting, you know, like some people are just like enjoying being single, and which is good. I think you should enjoy it, but there are times where you um, get lonely and you kind of get frustrated, and you don't understand why it's taking so long, and you don't understand why it's been so long. So it's like, sorry. So I wanted to do this videos and just kind of speak on like the things that I have dealt with and kind of where I'm at now as far as waiting. Okay, so like in the past, which I always bring up my past first because I think it's good to have just recognize where somebody's been and where they are now, and even for me. But anyways, in my past, I always knew like at the age of 15 or 14, when I was an early teenager, I had my Pinterest board already made with my wedding dress, with the theme, and I was looking back at it and I was like, oh my god, that's embarrassing. As far as what I had, I think it was like a winter wonderland type thing, like really been dramatic. But like I said, like at 14, 15, I had my theme picked out. I knew exactly where I wanted to get married as far as the scenery. I knew what kind of dress I wanted, and which is crazy because I mean, I didn't have no, I was single as can be as a teen, and over the years, my boards on Pinterest began to change. Now I still have one now, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with having a board. It's just the fact that I desired being married at such a young age. But I think most girls do, and nothing's wrong with desiring to be married. But I looked at it as if whoever my husband is, that he was going to come and like save me. Like I felt like I was some woman stuck in a castle or some rundown building, that my husband was going to come on a horse and come and save me. But honestly, as a teen, my favorite movie used to be Pretty Woman. I don't think I should be watching that anymore. I haven't watched it in a while, but I don't know. Anyways, but my favorite movie was Pretty Woman. If you've seen it, at the end, he drives up with a limo and climbs up. They're in like the city. Climbs up her stairwell thing outside, and then comes and rescues her, so to say. But it's like that's what I looked forward to. Like I really thought my husband was gonna come and save me, and that's where my mindset of men was flawed, or just relationships, or myself. Like I really thought my husband was going to complete me, and which is far from the truth. Like not at all. Like as women, we are the prize, we are the treasure. The men find favor, like your husband finds favor when they find their wife, which is a good thing. And I think that was definitely my problem growing up. I really thought that I would be so blessed and so lucky to marry a handsome and wealthy man. Like that was just my mindset and where I was at, to be honest. And not until about a year or so ago has my outlook kind of changed or so, but that was mostly it. And like thinking like that is very dangerous when you're thinking that whoever your spouse is, that he's going to come and save you. You're going to put him on a pedestal that he doesn't even need to be on. You're going to end up worshiping him and worshiping your relationship, and which you really shouldn't be doing that in the first place. So that's kind of like where I was at in regards to always wanting to be married and waiting, and I would always be frustrated. I would force relationships that I knew shouldn't have, not really, I would force talking with people that I knew I didn't have any business talking to, and it was just honestly a roller coaster of emotions, of me knowing I shouldn't be doing this, but still doing it in the first place because I just felt lonely. Most of the things that I did was acting out just because I was lonely and I wanted a void to be filled, and I really thought men could fill that void. So it was a hot mess, which my past was a hot mess. But it was necessary because here I am right now. But like I would say a few years ago, or over the course of a few years ago, I began kind of dating or whatnot, and which I don't even call dating because as a teen, it was never really dating. It was more so just hooking up and friends with benefits. But kind of in my early 20s, when I kind of began to date a little bit more, and when I say date, like the person I would be dating, the max I've ever dated somebody was 3 months. Like I've never been in a real relationship, no committed relationship, nothing. 3 months has been the longest I've ever dated somebody, and it's like that's it's not sad, but it's just like eye opening because like here I am ready to be married, and sometimes I like second guess myself. It's like, okay, Kayla, you're wanting to be married, but you never had a true relationship. But I know I'm not the only one. But everything in God's timing. So it's like before in the first when I first got into those relationships, I was very eager. I was the one that would pursue. I was the one who wanted to make sure that we were going to go out on dates, that we were going to do just to be seen. I guess like I was really pressuring them to make it into a relationship because I just wanted that status. I really wanted to just change my Facebook status to in a relationship, and it was like all that stuff doesn't matter, but it was like that just was my goal. I love the thought of being in a relationship, but in reality, I knew and I promise you, every single person that I've ever dated, that I've ever talked to, I knew they were not the one for me. Besides one, okay, there was one and only one who I thought, okay, he's a Christian man, he's fine, and fine doesn't matter, but he's a Christian man, and I thought, okay, he goes to church, he's active in his church. This actually may be, maybe. I didn't think he was the one, but I was like, okay, nothing seems to be wrong, but wasn't, but that's okay. But literally every other one that I've ever dated and talked to, I deep down I knew that they weren't my husband. Like I just knew it, and why I even talked to them and gave them the time of day, I have no idea. Besides being lonely and just thinking, okay, well maybe what I'm feeling is not right, or maybe I will just help them get better. Always trying to change or fix and lead somebody to the Lord. It never worked out. And like as far as to where I'm at right now, spiritually and emotionally, I'm not. This is for me. I'm not going to. I'm not dating anyone. Or first of all, I'm not dating anyone in the first place. But I'm not going to date someone who doesn't have a true relationship with God. I just don't. For me, I don't want to do that. I've done that for so many years, and I know what it's like. It's a waste of time for me. I really feel whoever pursues me, whoever I actually get into a relationship next or first will be my husband, and he's going to be, we're going to be equally yoked spiritually. He's going to have a true relationship with God. He's going to know what he wants, no games. So I just think it's pointless. Nothing's wrong with ministering to people and wanting to befriend people to actually like help them because you want them to be able to experience God's love, like for real. But it's like to think that you can change someone and to in order for you to be with them, that's not okay. Like I don't know. Maybe if like you both are on a journey to getting closer to God, like nothing's wrong with that. I just don't think if you're at a place spiritually that you are trying to be with somebody because you want to change them, which my opinion honestly could be wrong because maybe they need you to help them. I don't know, and that's just one thing I really don't know how I would handle that. But for me, I really feel whoever my husband is, we're going to be equally yoked spiritually. Like whenever he meets me, like no, like waiting, because like I've waited so long. Um, I feel like God is moving quick, and it's like I don't want to be waiting. But not to get off topic, but yeah. Anyways, so like I said, 3 months was the longest that I ever dated somebody, and it's like I said in the beginning, I was the one that was pushing. I was really trying to make things go faster than what they really should have been gone, or they shouldn't have been even started in the first place. But then once that 3 month mark hit, like literally every single time it was 3 months. Once the 3 month mark hit, I was very annoyed with the person. I was like, this is annoying. We have nothing in common. I don't even want to talk to you anymore. And I was a little, I would say I was rude a little bit in my younger days. Not like I wasn't like mean, but if I wasn't feeling something, I just wasn't. I just couldn't do it. Like I couldn't fake, pretend. And I would just ghost people, which ghosting is so lame. I would ghost people, and just like and it's more so because I didn't want to tell them, and they hurt their feelings, and also I just couldn't take it anymore. I just wanted to just be done, and it's like, but it's like it was just funny each time. Not funny, but eye opening that each time in the beginning, here I am, the one forcing it, forcing it, forcing it, and then at the end, I was like, okay, I'm done. I can handle this. So it's like, so that's kind of how I was with being single. I kind of was just like, I don't know, like all those years, I was hopeful that I would meet the man that God has for me, but I just knew that all the people that came in contact with me wasn't the one. So like as of now, I'm still waiting, and my emotions with it kind of go up and down. Like I feel whole, I feel content. I really feel as though, and I know God is like number one in my life, and He has given me so much peace and joy. But there are times where I just feel lonely, and I'm just like waiting for my companion, just waiting for someone to sit down and laugh with, someone that I can just be myself with and be honest with, and spend time with me and Noah also. So it's like, even though I am content with God and I love God with all my heart, I'm still a woman, and I still um, yearn for that type of relationship. So it's like for me, I feel as though I'm getting closer to whoever he is, and as I get closer, I notice that my patience gets even more thin. I think that was Noah. Okay. As I get closer, my patience gets like so thin. It's just like, and I remember when I did one of the first videos, I said like sometimes in the past I would sit on the couch and like just wait for, as if I was just waiting for my husband to knock on the door and be like, oh, okay, here you are. But it's like, not, I haven't done that. I have not done that, and I'm not feeling like that. It's just like, okay, God, sometimes I just think, okay, God, I wonder where he is. Like, I wonder what he's doing, or why you haven't released him yet. So it's like, which is, I mean, I probably shouldn't be thinking like that, because it's like, then you're going to try and figure out things that only God knows. Like, then it's like you're going to be trying to do too much. Then once you have that thought, then all of these other thoughts will just start to come in, and then you start just fantasizing about how it'll happen, when it'll happen, what he looks like, and all that. And it's just like unhealthy, not okay at all. So it's like being single. It's not always just like rainbows and sunshines, which I would love for it to be. Like, I would love to be completely 100% completely at peace every single day while waiting. And it's like, I wouldn't say I get depressed. Like, I don't really think I get depressed or sad anymore, but I think I get impatient. I'm more so like eager to just know who he is, eager to just know, okay, Lord, like, just give me a hint, like, just show him to me in a dream or something, like, so I know. But yeah, I'm just still waiting, and I don't know. I think it's healthy. I am though glad that I haven't met him yet, which I'm not trying to contradict myself or go back and forth, but I'm glad that I haven't met him yet, because if I would have met him in the past, okay, yeah, if I would have met him in the past, I wouldn't have been where I'm at spiritually, basically. Like, it took me being by myself and spending time with God, and God just having me, like not having any other distractions. It took that for me to really get to where I'm at spiritually and really focus on God and give Him uh, the time that was needed. So I really believe I really wouldn't have gotten to where I was at spiritually if I was with someone right now, or married, or dating, or in a serious relationship. Because it's like God needed me all by myself. He needed to do whatever work He had to do within me as while I was single. And of course, like, while I was at that in that moment, I didn't want to accept that. I didn't want to really, like, I wasn't like excited and joyful that I had to be alone and by myself to get to a certain place spiritually. Like, it wasn't anything that I was excited about, because I would always think like so many other people are like with their spouse as they're still growing, and like, or as they're getting to where they need to be. Like, why can't that be me? And it's like, we can't compare ourselves to others. We can't question, or not question, but we can't really, sometimes it's just harder to understand why God is doing what He's doing. But in the end, we know what He's doing is for our good. And for me, I am honestly glad that I was alone, you know, and still alone. But I don't know, it was all necessary, and I think we will appreciate things more when we're no longer in that season. So it's like, now I'm still waiting. I still don't really know when, which is okay, but I still know God's going to come through. But it's like, I still get lonely and frustrated and questioning that I still see all these other people getting proposed to, and, you know, living their best life. But not that I'm not, because I'm single. It's just like, I just see all these people like going to that next level. So it's like, okay, God, what are you doing? Where is mine at? Like, what's going on? So it's like, it's not always peachy. It's not always we're just so thrilled to be single, and we're just like just dancing all freely and just ecstatic about being single. Not every single day. Like, for me, that's unrealistic. I don't live my life every single day. I'm not like joyful 1000% or happy 1000% every single day anyway. But it's like, as being a single woman, it's like, I'm not super excited about being single like every day. Like, I don't think I'm, honestly, to be honest, I don't think I've ever been super excited about being single. I'm more so at a point now where I accept it. Like, I know this is where I need to be right now. Clearly, if not, God would have had me in a different season right now. So it's like, it's all good. It's all good. Which, it's really all I wanted to talk about. Like, nothing deep or anything, which I feel like I always have to say that. But just wanted to just give a little another take on singleness and kind of how I handle it, where I'm at now. It's like, as I'm now still waiting, trying to wait as patiently as possible. I have my days up and down, but overall I'm good. It's just still like, okay, where's he at? But yeah, so that's really it. I don't know. I feel like there's so many things you could speak on with singleness. It's like, there's so many different ways you could go. So who knows if there'll be a part 3 or not. I don't know. But again, thank you all for always watching and supporting. If you haven't, go ahead and follow me at hercrown__ on Instagram. I will try and post more on there. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoy your weekend. And I hope you are still excited about this month and what God is doing for you.